Today we're going to make a Mussie Tussie. What is a Mussie Tussie, you're asking, right? I'm here to tell you. A Mussie Tussie is a small bouquet of flowers and herbs, usually fresh flowers and herbs. It gets its name from an Old English term, tussie meaning a small cluster, and mussie meaning moss. So after you make a little bouquet of fresh herbs and flowers, you wrap it in some wet moss, and that keeps it nice and moist. And then you can put it in a little, you can wrap it with some paper like we're going to do today. You can put a handkerchief around it. You can put it in what's called a Mussie Tussie holder. And this Mussie Tussies came around during the Victorian era. It was actually from the early 1400s, pre-French Revolution. And so Mussie Tussies came about because this whole concept of florography, which is the study of flowers, the meaning behind flowers, that was a big thing during the Victorian era. All flowers were assigned meaning based on their fragrance, based on associations with them, based on their colors, trees and shrubs as well. And so this whole concept of florography came about, and everything had a meaning. And that's the whole purpose of a Mussie Tussie. You give someone a Mussie Tussie, but really it's a secret little, message that you're trying to send as you give them the Mussie Tussie. So you're wondering, these beautiful flowers are here. What do these beautiful flowers mean? Well, I'm going to use my cheat sheet. But for example, this little flower is a violet. Oops. Isn't this the cutest little violet in a teapot? Well, violets, they mean dedicated love, affection, modesty, faith, nobility, intuition, and dignity. All of those things could be meant if you give someone a violet. Usually in a Mussie Tussie, there is a flower like a spray rose like this. And we're going to make some today, so we're going to pull off the leaves. And we want a nice little central cluster like that. So I'm going to actually take this one off as well. And then, so let me tell you what roses mean. Roses, of course, they're a symbol of love. These roses can mean hope, they can mean joy, admiration, beauty. A red rose meant everlasting love, for example. White roses, they mean hope. And purple, pink, peachy roses, they mean thank you. So you can say thank you with those roses. But today we're going to use these roses, and then we're going to add to it, how about this beautiful pink carnation. Carnations are really sweet and special. There they are. This carnation has a Christian legend attached to it. It was said that the Virgin Mary shed tears and carnations grew when she was watching Jesus carry the cross. So that's why carnations are especially a symbol of motherly love. So let's add a couple carnations into our little Mussie Tussie. Look at that. Already looking so sweet. And then, oh, my favorite, white tulips. White tulips are a symbol, they symbolize forgiveness, respect, purity, and honor. Look at that little tulip. I think tulips are just adorable. I love them. Oops. You're gonna have to try to hold your flowers in one hand. I'm gonna take off some of these leaves here from the tulip. That's what's happening. There we go. I'm gonna clip that. Now, Lisianthus. I love the purple Lisianthus. And I love how whimsical and fun this is. Let me take this one here. Lisianthus means appreciation. So if you want to say thank you, Lisianthus is the flower for you. Isn't that gorgeous? Let's just put that right there. Take off some greenery. Now, the reason herbs are so wonderful to use in Mussie Tussies was because during the Victorian era, things were kind of stinky. And so people would get these Mussie Tussies with all kinds of fragrant herbs and flowers so that they could have a small little bouquet so they could just sniff if they smell something foul in the area or they were walking by someone that was foul. They would just be able to sniff. And rosemary here, let's clip some rosemary. Oh, I love the fragrance of rosemary. Put that right in there, little rosemary. Rosemary means remembrance. Put a little rosemary there. I'll add a little bit more rosemary. A nice taller piece. Oh, so cute. Mussie Tussie is coming right along. And then finally, let's see. What else can we add to this Mussie Tussie? We'll add some lavender. Lavender means luck, or it can also mean love. So we'll add a few sprigs of lavender. Just like that. Here. Sweet little Mussie Tussie. And now what you want to do is just tie it off with a piece of twine or string. Like so. I'm just going to make a little knot, tie it off. And then the last thing we're going to do is snip all the stems to make them one length. There you are. Now you can tie this with some ribbon. You can, like I said, put it in a little vase. You can wrap it with some, with a handkerchief or some fabric or anything you'd like to put this in. But it is a sweet little Mussie Tussie. So if you're asking, what can I do with a Mussie Tussie? When can I give a Mussie Tussie? Whom can I give it to? You can give this to anyone, a neighbor, a friend. Really, it's all about the meaning behind the flowers. And you can always, especially always, make sure that you include a card with the flowers and their meanings, because sometimes flowers can have different meanings depending on what country you're in. For example, basil, let me see. Okay, so basil in Italy can mean best wishes, but in Greece, it could mean hatred. So you want to be careful. And then in India, it means something sacred. So you want to be careful when you give basil. You want to make sure you include a card and delineate what symbols you're thinking the flowers mean, so you don't offend anybody. There is a woman, her name is Sheri Loafer. She's in Atlanta and she makes Mussie Tussies. And she tells a story of the perfect time when she was able to give a Mussie Tussie. Her friend had a miscarriage. And you know, when something sad like that happens, you don't know what to say. You don't know what words to say. Well, she was able to present her friend with a Mussie Tussie, and these are the flowers that she used. She used grass, which alludes to the fleeting quality of life. She used a white rosebud, which meant a heart untouched by love. She used wood sorrel, which means maternal love, or you can use the carnation for maternal love. She used elderberry, which meant sympathy, goldenrod, which meant encouragement, and a flowering reed, which is confidence in heaven. So just by giving her friend that Mussie Tussie with a sweet sympathy card, listing the flowers and listing the meanings, she was able to convey all the comfort and all the condolence that she could. And it was a sweet little thing to have, and she can keep. Another person shares a story of forgetting a friend's birthday, and she gave her opium poppies because they mean forgiveness and forgetfulness, and brambles because it means remorse. I'm so sorry I forgot your birthday. So flowers can tell a whole story, and I hope that you enjoyed learning about some florography, and I hope that you have fun making your Mussie Tussie.